Was there anything that made it onto television that, in retrospect, you kind of wish didn't?
Sure.
Oh.
I found that one of my biggest things was really didn't like to hear my voice, which was surprising. I found that my voice sounded really whiny, and at one point I made a comment, and there was something, and I said, "Oh, just call me Mummy Dom," and they put that on. I thought, "Oh, jeez," you know. And although it's not offensive, there is a kind of a kink for adult babies, which are adults who will role play to be like infants. And suffice to say that is not, repeat, not, if anybody's listening, one of my major kinks. Thank you very much. So, other than that, it was pretty good.
And in my case, at some point, King showed us when we were having a scene, what we call it's a play, okay, a scene with one of the sub from the stable, and it was fairly a long play. And during the play, one thing I have to tell you, this was filmed during the summer, and that summer was really, really, really hot. And you have to understand that when they do the filming, we have to close the window, we have to turn off any air conditioning for noise. So if you look at the TV while we were on Kink, you're seeing us that we're sweating lots and lots and lots, which means that when we were playing, the sub, which is one of our good friend, Lainey, when I was playing, I kind of, because there were so many people in the room, I was not able to do a proper flogging. Okay, flogging is a type of play, and I did 2 marks on her. When I was aware that I did this mark, I moved everything and I fixed it, and then we went on. But on camera, you can clearly see these marks, and actually some people were very, very, very upset at me because I did these marks on Lainey. It became a huge thing online.
That brings me to my next question. What are some of the reactions that you've gotten from people who, let's say, didn't know that the two of you were a part of this lifestyle, saw television, realized, hey, I know them, and what was their what reactions have you been on the receiving end of?
Mostly for real life people who have recognized us, it's been pretty positive, I think. Mostly I have all sorts of people that have come out of the closet to me. A lot of people kind of felt like that I had shared with them, and now they wanted to share with me, which was very flattering at times, but rather I learned some details I really would have rather not known about some people I knew. and nothing that was, really offensive, but, I don't always want to look at everybody and think, oh, wow, there's some pretty creative things out there that people do. And now I was privy at, everybody just wanted to get these things off their chest and tell me, so, yeah, some pretty interesting things.
In my case, because I work mostly for a French-speaking company, most people didn't watch King, so I didn't have to deal with this, and in the lifestyle itself, I must say we had a very positive reaction from people. There's a few people who gave us a bit of problem, but most of them were very, very, very supportive, so it was really a great experience for us.
Would you do it again if Kink came back, or any other television series came back and wanted to follow you around with a camera? Would you be ready to do it again?
Well, actually, interesting you asked, because we have done some television since then a couple of times. So I guess the answer would be yes. Although, of course, you get a little
almost blasé.
Yeah, you get a little bit more blasé about it, but you also get a little bit more camera-wise. And there's things I would definitely do differently. If I did it around the second time.
Like what?
Well, I would have made sure that my hair always looked good. I know that wasn't the answer you were looking for.
But that's one of the problems. It was so hot that
it was.
It was amazing.
It was. I would have gotten silent air conditioning. I know there was one scene where I was playing in the dungeon with two male submissives, and you know, you're really focused in on what you're doing, and because you're playing with two male submissives, and I'd forget about the camera, and I'd look up and I'd catch myself in the mirror and go, oh dear God, there's no way they'll show that. Well, that's good. They'll never show that. And of course they did. And, you know, you look at me and I've got, you know, sweat streaming down and my hair is, you know, in you know, wet, damp, drippy clumps all around, you know. And I'm thinking, you know, well, damn it, that's what a dom looks like when she's playing hard. But, you know, that's, you know, I really would have rather have been the nice, cool, perfect, you know, makeup and my you know, but it was real life, and but I probably would have made sure that I was filmed a little bit better
next time.
Yeah.
What other projects? Let's go into the other projects after Kink.
We actually did a documentary that aired on Discovery Health, and it was part of a 4-part series done by Triplex here in Montreal.
The city's Human Nature.
Yeah, and it was Anatomy of Human Nature, and there was a 4-part series. One was on laughter, one was on pain, one was on tears, and
the last one
was on pleasure, and that's the one we were on. And
they wanted us to describe how we use the pain to turn it into pleasure, and actually in this case, they used more Catherine's material because she was great in it.
Because I kept talking and talking and talking.
But this is the second thing we did. We did a few things here and there, and the last one we did is about a month ago. We had an interview with Music Plus. There's a show called The Mike Ward Show, where he addressed all type of relationship, and they were home with their camera and they were interviewing us in the dungeon, and it was all in French. I mean, it's the first French thing we're doing. Between that, we had a couple of interview for magazines, newspaper, and stuff like that.
You're listening to Frank Talks Pleasures and Lifestyles. We'll be back right after this.